So there I was enjoying my Wheaties, watching Dylan Dreyer on the Today Show. She was filling in for Carson Daly, and she was saying how the top 5 songs on the Billboard Hot 100 was all country music. I was like, how? Country? What? Again, I'm not against country music. Shout out to my country fans. I'm not a fan of today's country. I'm more a fan of old school country. But country music has figured out a loophole. And I was looking at who's on the chart. So you have Ella Langley with Choosin Texas. She's #1 still. You know, as of this recording, she tied Mariah Carey's One Sweet Day with Boyz II Men. And Morgan Wallen, the Teflon Don, is on there. Taylor Swift, the Teflon Doness is on there. And then you had somebody named Stella Lefty. I was like, who's that? So she has a song called Boston. I went to listen to it. It's like, this song's in the top 5? How, Sway, how? I listened to it. It's like, And someone in the comments said, well, good thing her dad's a billionaire. And I guess her dad is one of the co-founders of Groupon. And I was like, man, this is all shenanigans. So what happened was, and again, I'm not knocking country fans. I'm knocking the system that country music has manipulated. Very smartly, of course. But so what they did was variants. So Taylor Swift has been doing this. And I don't know if country learned this first or Taylor did this first, but they're both doing it now. And what they're doing is, let's take Choosin Texas. So Ella Langley made Choosin Texas. You take that song, you have the original, and then you create the live version of Choosin Texas, and then you create the stripped down version of Choosin Texas, and then you have a shorter stripped down, sped up version of Choosin Texas for TikTok, and they all count as one. Now back in the day, I Always Love You by Whitney Houston, you had the one track, it got played everywhere, people bought it, that's what counted. Nowadays, you don't have to have like widespread, like different genres and different ages enjoying the same song. You can have the same country fans replaying the same song on their curated playlist on Spotify, or just listening to it someplace over and over and over again with these different variants, which counts as the one song. So it makes it seem like these songs are far more dominant than they actually are. If you look at this top 5 right now, can you really recite any lyrics for most of these top 5s? Now, if you're a country fan, of course you can. But if you're just a pop fan, or even an R&B fan, but if you're a pop fan, can you sing any of these lines off the top of your head? Let's play a little game. Look at this chart from 2006. Does any of these songs, any of these country songs, are as memorable as these songs from 2006? Let's go back to 1996. Of any of these songs, and these are the same week, these are the August 5th, same week for all these charts. Is any of these country songs today are going to be as memorable as in the chart from 1996? Let's try 1986. Oh, man, is that the greatest love of all? Choosin Texas is going to be as memorable as the greatest love of all? I don't think so. 2016, I'll put 2016 up. That's when the charts started to get a little iffy. This is when things started to slowly break down on the charts. But I just don't believe that these songs are as good. I remember back when Urban Cowboy came out. I think I was still in elementary school. I was either in elementary school or starting junior high school. And Urban Cowboy came out in 1980. Yeah, I'm that old. But John Travolta, just like he blew up disco, even though disco was already around, underground, John Travolta blew up disco with Saturday Night Fever, and he did it again with Urban Cowboy. Just blew up everything. People was starting to wear like country shirts, and you had these country bars pop up, and Mechanical Bulls was popping up all over the place. They still have Mechanical Bulls in places. Love seeing that. And artists like Kenny Rogers and Dolly Parton was hitting. Kenny Rogers had The Gambler, and he had Through the Years and Lady with Lionel Richie, and Dolly Parton had 9 to 5, and but these songs weren't really country songs. They was kind of pop-ish type songs. You had Eddie Rabbitt and Crystal Gale, and then you flash forward into the 90s, you had Faith Hill with This Kiss, and you had Shania Twain with Still the One, and Leanne Rimes with How Do I Live, and those songs were more pop songs. They were more pop country than they were country pop. There was a crossover feel with these songs. You kind of understood why these songs kind of blew up, because they were more pop than they were country, and everybody loved these songs. That I could wrap my head around. If you gave me a chart and say, okay, well, Leanne Rimes and Shania Twain and And Faith Hill is on the top 5. It's like, yeah, okay, that makes sense, because they were crossover artists, and you heard these songs everywhere. I can't say that with this chart. I can't say this chart. And again, I'm not saying that these people are not talented, except for Stella Lefty. I can't say that these people are not talented. But when you tell me that they're dominant because of different variants of the same song, which all sounds the same, remixes to me is songs that sound completely different. Like Come and Talk to Me by Jodeci was fantastic, amazing, still amazing. And then Puffy did the remix, which just blew your mind. You get Jagged Edge, Let's Get Married. Let's Get Married by Jermaine Dupri was good. I wasn't a big fan of it, but it was nice. It was a nice ballad. He put the remix out with the Run DMC sample. Oh my God, it's the greatest wedding song ever. Greatest song ever. Deborah Cox, Nobody's Supposed to Be Here. Amazing, amazing song, co-written by Montel Jordan. Amazing song. I love that song still. They put a dance remix. It's stunningly great. Not as good as the original. But you understand, but those are remixes. Those are remixes. The country's just taking the same song, and it's like, okay, we're gonna strip it down, take out the strings. Okay, we're gonna do the live version, and use the live version sounds just like the regular version. There are no difference in these songs. But because streaming counts them, because someone's like, oh, let me hear the live version today. Oh, I want to hear the original version. Oh, I want to hear the sped up version. They make it sound like these songs are huger than they actually are. And again, I'm not faulting country A&R and music executives for finding that loophole. I'm blaming Billboard magazine. So when I'm looking at this chart, and I'm seeing the Ella Langley like #1 for 16 weeks, and then I look and see Shabuzi and Lil Nas X at 19 weeks. I was like, okay. If you told me that Bruno Mars, I Just Might was #1 for 16 weeks, I think we all can kind of believe, well, yeah, of course Bruno's #1. First, he's being played on the pop charts to death, and we hear it on the R&B charts. Of course Bruno should be #1 for 15 weeks. Bruno's not even there. So listen, shout out to country music A&R and music executives and their fan bases for manipulating the system. But you can't tell me that these songs will be as memorable as we've seen in 1996, 2006, or 1986, because it's not true.